Okay, so here's the beauty of this. It's a true fee-free refi. You hand this out to anyone, it's like candy. You should be giving this to your pipeline. If you talk to someone, they say, no, not now, say, great, well, you might want to refi, you can do this. Now, the truth is, when Keller Williams rolls these things out, they're great, but then we get caught up in the details, or, oh, I don't have time to market that, or I need to make a flyer. So Gary Keller knows how we are, and he's like, okay, I'm going to do this differently this time. So what I want you to know is if you go to kellercovered.com/agent assets, I'm just going to put this in the chat. I got to figure out where my chat is. Here it is. It's a website that they did everything for you at so that you don't get caught up in the details. Fair? Because you know how we can get caught up in the details, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, here's the beauty of this. He has it like broken down into 4 steps and everything is automated. So here's what I want you to know. If you go here and just watch his little video, you'll understand what the heck is he up to. He wants you to take this and brand it as your stimulus plan to help anyone in the world, anywhere, save money. And if not them, who? Now, most people are automatically going to think what Linda thought, like, well, I refied a year ago and I paid 10 grand in closing costs or whatever.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, because I talked to Brian P about this because I wasn't quite sure, like, how much are we really saving them? It depends on the loan, obviously. And they're doing jumbos. You know, if you can get someone in a jumbo in a 2% interest, something with a 2, starting with a 2, you're going to be like a stud to them. But really what typically in the average price point, you're saving them about 2% of the mortgage. So if they owe, say, $400,000, you're saving them 2%. That's a lot of money.
That is a lot.
It is. So can you imagine to your database, assuming that this is easy to share, and I'll show that in a minute, can you imagine what a superstar you would be to them?
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
So that's the whole point of this, is to do what you can for people. And the truth is, a lot of people took forbearance for 1 month, and that helped for a month. But then the world is in a different place, and a month is 1 month. What about another month? Yeah. Well, the benefit of refi versus forbearance is you don't have like that little black flag put on your credit for the short term. You skip a payment, which is great while you're refi, and you're able to bring them to the lowest rate of historical time without them having money out of their pocket. So you need to be able to talk about it a little, because otherwise you're going to make the assumption Linda did, like, well, I just did this and it cost me a whole bunch of money, so it better be quite a better rate or it's not going to be worth it. So just know that that's going to be the only objection you have. Okay? So I encourage you all to go to this website, watch Gary's video, but let me just show you this. And it's a 4-step thing, and if all you do is step 1, that's cool. So I'm going to use Linda as our example. Step 1, create your personal marketing page. So we're just going to type in your name.
Right.
And you magically appear, and I hit search, and I now have Linda's link. So check this out. If I paste and go, this is Linda's landing page. Already done. Everything's already embedded in it. So the consumer, if they click here, I'll show this in a second, they're off and running. And they can save both mortgage and insurance. Now, here's the cool thing. If you look at the top, there's a special number. That number is unique to Linda. Greg will have his own. Tressa, Conrad, you'll have your own.
Cool.
That's how Keller Williams knows that this is Linda's lead. This is Linda's person. So let's just say you share this on Facebook, Linda, and a friend of a friend of a niece of an aunt of an uncle of a brother clicks on it, right? Because you don't know who these people are. You're going to be notified if they actually take action on anything, and they'll be put in your command, and you'll be updated along the way. And the representatives at Keller Mortgage will say, oh, Linda, she is the bomb. You are so lucky to have her. If you need anything, you know, she's super great. So they really do. And it was so cute because I did this. And our guy was like, oh, Mark Wimmer, he's like the best realtor ever. I'm like, I know he is. He's my husband. And they're like, oh. So, you know, it's cute because they really do partner with you. But here's how easy it is, Linda. I created your link. You all can go and do that just as simply. And as a consumer, if I click on this and I go here, just as easily as you can imagine, they obviously do the fine print. Give me one sec here. My internet's really slow. Once they click on it, this beautiful video pops up explaining the process, how it works, how it's different than, you know, them just refinancing at, you know, their bank or whatever.
Wow.
So you don't have to really do much besides share it. So that would be step one, is share this like candy, like hand it
I
out
have
to
sort of
everyone.
a silly question, Jess, and this is just my technical confusions. So this link that they have here, you copy the link, you just paste that into Facebook and then it'll become a live link? Is that
Yeah,
the
or
way
you
that works?
could email it to your whole pipeline and say, I am going to be able to save you a ton of money.
Right.
Or you could text it. You
Okay.
could Facebook message it. You could do a lot. Now, the reason I say that is because if you go down to step 2, Linda, and you
Mhm.
click on Facebook, it will already write you your own ad.
Oh my
So
God.
right there, Jess, you're saying that that ad is going to tell them everything that you pretty much just told us about the
Well, they have to
closing
click on it
costs.
to get into it. So I would put something like, if you've refied or thought about refinancing, check this out because you're going to want to refi again for free, no costs, something like
Wow.
that. So Tressa, yes and no, because just like to what Linda, you couldn't have done that better. Like, well, I just refied, right? That is your only objection handler. So you might want to package it like, say, who has refied this year? Guess what? I can refi you again with no fees. And the
Got a
rates
better-
are in the 2s. So maybe Tressa, you say something like that.
Mhm.
Fair? Cool.
Fair enough.
But it's all hyperlinked to Linda. So as long as you use your link, so don't share each other's link, use your own link. So see how step 2 is pretty easy? Done.
Yeah.
Okay. Step
Yeah.
3.
And at what point do you learn what your rate would be? I guess you have to have a conversation.
You get a call with a guy, and the thing is, you guys
Okay.
can all choose your own mortgage, guys. I love
Yeah.
Rob. We have Rob.
Okay.
Greg, do you guys have
I
any?
use, yeah, I use Jeff Kahn. He's awesome, and I've actually got like 2 people going doing it in New Jersey, and Jeff doesn't do New Jersey, but he referred me to people up there. And the cool thing is you'll get it. Like my one buddy, he's like, you know, WTF, Greg. He goes, what are you getting out of this? I'm like, nothing, man. I'm like, it's just the value add that I can give you. And he's saving like $400 a month, so he's
So
over.
Wow.
listen to this, you guys. We
Yeah.
basically are saving so much that our big boat's being paid for by this.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know, I'm thinking Mark's thinking bigger boat.
Oh, God.
Probably.
That's the danger, right?
You follow it all
Bigger.
up. You'll get random text messages like my buddy Aaron Patillo hasn't filled out completed his application yet. So I'm like, Aaron, what's the problem? The appraisal set. You get all these little updates and
Yeah,
everything.
you get updated just along the way. Now,
Cool.
what's cool about it is Keller Mortgage's way of keeping you up to speed is really awesome if you're on the receiving end or the realtor end. Well, just know that your app will soon be doing that for the buying and selling process too. It'll be very similar to the Keller Mortgage experience, which I have bought this house with a Keller Mortgage and now I've refied with a Keller Mortgage, and it's been awesome. And no
Wow.
closing costs.
If we do get well, what do you get out of it? We just say, well, I get a new friend and a new person in my network. So
That's it.
Yeah, and here's the thing is, my job as your agent is to help you save money forever. And I want to earn your realtor status for life. And this is something I can do to give back to you guys in a time that we all need something.
there.
Now,
That's-
and who else in your world could you forward this on to, because it's limitless. Now, this is also not just a moment in time where this is like got an expiration, you guys. This is what Gary's vision is for the future, forever. And there's a reason why. Redfin, I'm just going to show you this, and then we'll finish what I wanted to share. Redfin, if you look at Redfin, you guys are competing with Redfin, even if you don't realize it, because they have a phenomenal search experience. They've actually moved into the number 2 position with Zillow, and they've beaten out Trulia and Realtor.com for the search. And look at how much they're offering listings at. Okay, it gets worse than that. Go to the buy side, and if you buy with Redfin, you get money back. Now there's a big ass disclaimer. I'm just going to tell you that. They collect for our market, let's go down, on average $2,750 for a $250,000 purchase this is banked off of. They're going to still keep $2,750 and they're going to give you, the buyer, the balance back. So let's call it $3,000. Okay. So could you lose a buyer that to Redfin because they're offering $3,000 back to them?
You bet.
Absolutely. Well, guess what? You guys can trump that by offering Keller Mortgage or Keller Refi. Because if we look at what you pretty much save with a Keller Mortgage for a $250,000 house, instead of the buyer potentially getting $3,000 back from Redfin, how much are they getting from you?
Another $2,000.
$5,000. And the truth is, the buyer doesn't care where the money comes from. They just want the money, right? So you can say, hey, there's companies out there that are kind of sketchy and they're actually employees that you would work with in a website. There's not like your person to take you through the transaction and protect you and help you negotiate and you know, basically make sure your needs are met. They think a website and a showing assistant is all you need. And they're going to give you this discount. But guess what? You can get me, your advocate, your support person, the person that's going to help you make sure you do the right thing and buy the right house. And I can give you $5,000 back. Which would you rather have? So there's a reason behind all this, you guys, and it's to protect you and protect your leads. But if we go back, so I don't want that point to get lost. And if we go back to what I was showing you, so let me go back to this. We just went through 1 and 2. Now, number 3 is brilliant. Number 3, you can download text messages, emails, like it written out for you if you don't know what to say, you know, because we get caught up in the details. Don't we? Like, what, how should I say it? Well, you know, you listen to this video and say, I want to say it like Jess said it. You know, you might get caught up in that. People often do. So you can download even text message examples, FAQs, so you can read through any questions that you might get or anything that might be stopping you from thinking, oh my God, I'm not exactly sure I know everything. But what I would challenge you to do is not get caught up in analysis paralysis. Just go do this. I mean, you're not going to hurt anybody, right? And here's what you have to understand. They take it from there. So as soon as a consumer clicks on their button, it's the mortgage lenders doing their job. They're not coming to you saying, so what rate should, tell me more about the closing costs. You're out of the loop and they're in that loop, but you're also notified that you've got someone going through the process. So don't feel like you have to be able to answer every question to this mortgage. Let the guys do their job. And yet that'll give you some confidence, but also in crafting your messages, there's some examples. So I would text everyone in my database that liked me, that I knew well enough to text, or send out a Facebook message, or circle back to your pipeline that maybe has kind of gotten you know, with COVID. These are all good talk conversation pieces. Now, last but not least, you can then—
Quick question on that, Jess. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
No, go
is
for
it possible to email everybody through our database?
Yes, you
One of
can.
these? Okay, because I still haven't figured out how to do, but
Or just
okay.
do it through Gmail or however you do it, Linda. It's just get it out. Whatever way you know how to, just do it.
You could do it, Linda, you could do it through Twilio.
Yeah, you can text it through Twilio, and maybe you guys could maybe you guys can come up with a little fun competition around this. Just an idea to say, okay, this week, how many are we going to do? Next week, let's do some more. You know, have some fun with this, because you've got like 1, 2, 3, and now number 4. Number 4, you put your KW email address here and hit submit, and it'll take like a day or so, but you'll get an email. And what they've done is taken 2 months worth of collateral that you could market for the rest of the year, basically, this deal. So you could pepper it out, you know, so it's new stuff. And every one of those messages are hyperlinked with your specific number. So that's why it takes a little while for them to get it to you, because they have to update every marketing piece for you and then they send it. So the only thing I ask is, if you're gonna put your email there, make sure you're sending this stuff out, because someone's taking the time to put it all together for you.
Yeah.
Is this pretty awesome?
Great. Yeah, it's amazing.
So there's all kinds of cool stuff going on. And you know, your 80-20 is forever. This is not the short-term thing. This is a forever thing. And this is us not only empowering you to connect with your database and do some good and create some great conversations and feel good about what you're doing, but it's also for you to compete against Redfin and compete against some of these discounters. So you need to embrace this because this is the future. It really is. The companies trying to get in are trying to get in through discounts. Well, the truth is they're packaging mortgage, title, insurance, and real estate, and they're making more money on the other things than real estate. So they're happy to give up some of the real estate commission to get the rest.
Mhm.
So don't be blind to that. And you guys need to run at that, not, you know, wonder like, oh, I don't even know what to say. Well, they pretty much put everything there for you. There's really no reason why you couldn't just go tackle that, right?